Hello everyone, I am Moby the Yarny and this is Friday. Welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time here, thank you for stopping by, and if you're a regular, thank you for coming back. And it is Friday with Mo, and just because I've been really busy this week, and I thank you for joining me today. I really haven't finished any projects this week, but I do have a few things I've been working on that I will show you today. But I did have a few yarns that I found that I've been looking for a few colors that I wanted to work with on a few projects, so I will show you them. But I thank you for joining me. And last week I think I mentioned that I had a few medical tests that I had done, and one was a heart echo that I had done, and in 2023 I had surgery to repair my heart, but when it was over, my heart function came back as functioning at 45%, which was not the result that they thought would happen. And I'd been having echoes every 6 months since then, and it kept coming back at 45%, but this time it came back at 55%. So I was very, very thankful for that, and I know it was just God that did that, and I wanted to give him thanks for that. And it was prayers, and I want to thank everyone that was praying for me for that. So I'm not going to skip that, and I don't really care if people get mad at me for saying that, but you know, I'm a very I don't know what you would call it, but spiritual person, and I want to give praise where it's due. So I just want to mention that. So that is one part of my health that is coming up. I still have the other one to deal with, but I get by with it. There's a philosophy that my husband and I live by, and that's we're going to live until we die. So has most of us. So I just thank you for joining me today. So that's just where I stand with that. So I will just show you what I've been working on this week and some of the projects that will be coming up. And I haven't been doing a lot this week, but I will show you what I have been doing. First of all, I've been working on a blanket for my grandson, besides the one for my granddaughter. I didn't bring that in here because it's too big now. But this is the one I've been working on for my grandson. And I've just been doing repeating rows, different stitches, mostly, let's see, we have V-stitches and some granny ones and some moss stitch grannies mixed in, and lattice stitches, and they're just repeating. And I've been using, which I'm almost out of, and I went to get some and they didn't have any. I'm probably gonna have to order it. I've been using Loops and Threads from Michaels, and it's their soft classics, and it's just in the colorway Blue Ombre. And I'm not controlling the color on it, I'm just letting it go how it is. And so far, I showed it to my grandson first before I started it, and he liked the colors, so I just went with it. And I started with 8 rolls, and I thought it would be good, but this is 6 rolls, so I don't think it's going to be good. I'm probably going to need 4 more, so, which these are a little bit smaller than the ones I usually get. So yes, and I've been using an I9 5.5 millimeter hook for that, so I don't want to lose that. But that's one of the projects I've been working on, and I still have not put the arm on my sweater. The yarn's still sitting here on my desk. I still have to finish that, and then that sweater will be finished. But sometimes I put things off doing that. But I did work on showed you in the book that I got. It's just called Crochet Blankets, and I already did the Easter blanket, which is on the back here. It's in the middle too. The Easter blanket, I did that one. And then I started this Portuguese tile blanket, but I changed the colors to these colors here. Now, which was weird is that there's 5 different squares. Actually, only 4. They tell you there's square 1, 2, 4, and 5. There's not an actual square 3, which is strange. And then this is square 5 right here. They show you in the book. But if you follow the directions, it comes out to this, which I didn't like how it looked in the book. I didn't like how this looks. And I told my husband, I'm not doing that one because I don't like it. I didn't like the symmetry of it. But then when I follow the directions in the book, it came out to a normal flower, which I actually liked this. So something wasn't right with the picture and the directions, but I'll make more of these. So yeah, because in the book it only had 4 petals on the flower, but when we actually made it following the direction, it made 5. So I'm not sure what happened with that, but yeah, so this was square 5, and this one is square 4 for it. This one is square 2, and then this one in the middle is square 1. So you surround square 1 with the borders here, which I did that. So then I have to make more. I have to make 4 more of, which I have 1 made in the other room. 4 more of square 1 to go on each corner, and then you fill it in with the other ones, and then you will do more of this border. Then you're supposed to do more of those, but I'm gonna cut it short with that because I don't want to make mine as big as they have theirs. They have they have 33 blocks, but I'm not going to be putting that many. I'm going to be putting 12, yeah, 4 and 4, 10. I'll be adding 10 to the sides, and then more of the trim that goes along the edging here, which I really like the trim. So mine's not going to be as big as what theirs is because of what I'm going to be using it for. Oh, here's the other one. Yeah, I started another middle one. That's how it starts in the middle. So I did have to get more yarn because I was running low. But that's basically what I've been working on this week. I didn't work on anything else because we did have birthday parties and dinners this week. It was another birthday week. So that's what we were working on. I was working on. But I went to Joann's because our Joann's is about to close. And they went down to 70% on the yarn. So I was thinking I should go have a look. And when I didn't even take a cart back with me because I thought I wasn't going to find anything I wanted, but I was wrong. So I came out with some things. So I will show you what I got. And mostly all they had was big yarn. But I'm good with big yarn. And it was mostly, well, they did have one thing that wasn't the big yarn, which I liked. I already have some of, and I got another one of these. They had it marked down 60% off, which normal price is 20 bucks. I think it's $19.99 normally, so I'm like, sure. And this is different colors than I have. These are, yeah, these are more of the, I don't know what they're calling them, but I have more of the primary colors. And these are, my mind just went blank again, but these are colors I would use, so I got this one. It doesn't have a colorway on it, but I would use these colors. So, and I like the little balls. You can use them for amigurumi. So I got another one of these, and well, here's some of the big ones that I got, which a lot of them were neutral colors. They did have some wild colors, but I use a lot of the white and the off-white colors in some of the projects that I do, and I like that they were still in the plastic, which these are Lion Brand Pound of Love white, which I got 2 of those. I got 2. Now these are normally, if they're on sale, I usually get them $8.99. Normal price is $11.99. So they were 75% off. 70% off, yeah. And then I got 2 in the off-white. I'm pretty sure that's what they're calling it. Antique white. But when I make sweaters and things, I like to add those colors in to sweaters. So I got 2 of those. And then I got this one, which is called Sugar Cookie in the beige color, which I know I have colors that would match this. I'm doing another sweater in the Red Heart Bitsy stripes, which this would match perfectly if I decide to fill it in with any colors. Well, both of these would match perfectly because it's the moonbeam colorway. But I got these 5, if I could count. So I got these 5, which are the big yarns. And then I spotted some more, which were also big. And my grandsons had said they wanted blue, the colors blues for their blankets. And I thought, well, these are blue. They're just a different blue. They're turquoise. So they had the Super Saver Ombres, and they were 70% off also. And these are normally the same price, between $8.99 to $11.99. And I got 3 of these, and I know I could make a blanket with these 3. So I got 3 of them. So I think I did pretty good with going there and getting 70% off of this stuff. So normal price for what I got would have been over $100. And I paid $40-some for what I got. So I was happy with that. Yes, and then I was running low on yarn for this project, for these. Now this pink and this yellow are from the Dollar Tree. They are Just Yarn from Premier, and this is just called Yellow. So I went there And I got 4 more of the yellow because I'm not sure how big I'm going to make the edging on it. I still have 1 more of them, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to run out because I was almost out of the pink. I already used up most of my pink, so I got another 4 of the pink, and they're called ballet slippers is the color for the pink. And I'm liking this yarn. You know, it works pretty good. And if you would put the 4 together, it would probably be the size of a regular ball of yarn. And then I spotted this green. Now I had been looking for a green to go with. I've been wanting to make this cabbage rose Afghan, it's called. The roses and lace one here. But I needed a green to go for the leaves here. And it doesn't take much green. I have all the other colors lined up to put in it. I just needed the green. So I spotted this green there. And it's not too thick. And this one is just called moss green. So I picked up 4 of them because if I don't use it for that, if I do it up and I don't like it, I have another Afghan I wanted to do, which is just the flower one. It just makes rows of flowers. You do 1 row with the leaves, 1 row with the flowers. It's just a repeating one. You could change the flower color if you want, but I've seen, I think Crystal from Bag a Day has put it out, and I know Nastasia has put it out. I think a few other people have put it out too on their channels, but I wanted to make that one for spring. You could just throw it over your couch for spring. That would be cute for May, May flowers. Besides this one that I'm doing is cute for May. But yeah, next I want to do something for July for the flag themed. But that's what I've been working on this week. Not much else. I still have the other ones that I am working on. I just haven't worked on them this week. Besides, you know, a few rows here and there of my pulling project. I still have my sugar and spice shawl that I'm doing. This one here. And it's not going to take long to finish it because I already have a few. Yeah, you only have to make 20 of the 20 some squares. And they work up really fast and they're really cute. And then you just put them together and put the border on. So, and it's a scrap project, so don't have to buy anything for that. And for the other colors for the Portuguese tile blanket is this big Caring Pound of Love in the color Sage. Yeah, soft sage. And then the other one is this big just yarn from, it was also from the Dollar Tree that my grandson bought me in the white. So most of this Portuguese tile blanket is a Dollar Tree project, besides this Caron 1 pound. And I think that's why I like big yarn, because you could use it over and over again for different projects. So, but that's what I've been working on this week. And I didn't bring it in here, but I have done a few, probably 10, 11 rows on the bathing suit cover that I showed you last week. And I did figure out that those were not the sleeves, those were the front panels, because I remember I changed it. I changed the design that I was working on for that, and those were the front panels. and I was working on the back panel. So that's what that was. And I have a black one somewhere and it has a big rose design on the back, but I have to locate that one because I have big totes, plastic totes with stuff in it, and those ones are so tiny, it's very easy to lose those because they're made of the lace yarns. But that's what I am working on this week. So I wonder what you guys are working on. But I know when we were supposed to go camping this weekend, but we are in the stormy weather and we decided to wait till next weekend because it's going to be in the 40s. Our weather has been going like this week. We were 82. What is today? Friday. It was on Tuesday we were 82. Wednesday we were 40. Yesterday we were in the 80s. Then we dropped down cool last night. Today it's going to be raining all day, and it's supposed to rain till Tuesday. So we decided to wait till next weekend to open up our camper because it's just too wet and cool. So we're not going to do it. So I want to try to do a few videos out there once we do get out there and see what it's like out there doing that. But I thank you for joining me today, and hopefully something inspired you. You don't have to get expensive yarn to do some projects. So if you can be inspired to do that, I have yarn still that I got from a thrift store that I did some projects with. I still have a few of them. Sometimes you can find good yarn at thrift stores. I watch Mel's Yarniverse. She's in Australia, and she goes op shopping, she calls it. And she gets a lot of her yarn from there, and she even buys old Afghans. Some of them are like granny squares put together, and she redesigns them into sweaters and different things like that. But yeah, she has good ideas for that. If you look her up on YouTube, it's Mel's Yarniverse. Give her a look. But I thank you for joining me, and hope something was inspiring to you, and find something positive and something to be thankful for today. But thank you for joining me today, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you very much.